What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, and this is the third and final game between Alliance on the Radiant and KP on the Dire. I'm going to be calling Alliance no Tidehunter all game long, but you're just going to have to sit there and deal with it. Alliance did take game number 1 with a rather weird kind of strategy from KP. KP with a kind of weirder strategy. Actually, wait, what was game number 1? I don't even freaking remember anymore. I just remember Admiral Bulldog crushed everyone, and that happened. And yeah, it was pretty basic stuff from Alliance from that game number 1. To game 2, KP ran a very weird AoE based Chronosphere centric team, and that turned out to be surprisingly good with the Death Prophet working her way in there as well. We'll see if they have something weird to bring to the table for this game number 3, where we see Batrider, Lone Druid, as well as the Leshrac to pick up for Alliance, and Lone Druid has been pretty much a devastating force in all the games thus far. Last game, Admiral Bulldog didn't get as much of the Lone Druid as he really would have liked, but still he was always locked down in those fights. He really could not attack with anything for the entire time, because by the time the Chronosphere ended and he was caught in every single Chronosphere, he was dead. But regardless, Lone Druid will give them, combined with Leshrac, a good amount of pushing power against the side of KP, who themselves have picked out the Chen kind of to just have it for themselves. Chen is a fantastic hero, but also because Aki's Chen is so problematic. So they're going to give up the Lone Druid to Alliance this time, but in exchange for the Chen. Nyx Assassin being the pickup, as well as the Brewmaster, so it's going to be a support Nyx, most likely, and a mid lane as the Brewmaster. KP setting themselves up for a good amount of right now they're very well rounded. I mean, Brewmaster is a decent ganking hero with the blink clap into a split, but really when you think of Brewmaster, you think of really team fight focused. He's a team fight focused kind of hero. Chen kind of more into the pushing, and Assassin more into the ganking. So KP could really go anywhere with this lineup. They will have a lot of durability on their team with the heals coming from the Chen, while Brewmaster being in that split form, pretty much invulnerable, and then Assassin will have that Spike Carapace. So they have a pretty solid base for which they can build up right now. They have a lot of flexibility mostly. They still do need a long lane hero, as well as that primary hard carry, which is why we see the Clockwork being banned out from Alliance, by Alliance rather, and Bones' Clockwork last game was impressive. Early game was possibly a little bit too over-aggressive, but he really rallied, and he made very big plays happen. It's no surprise that Alliance would rather not play up against that for another time. In KP, what is it going to be their choice for bans? Going to ban out the Enchantress, another hero that Aki can play, and really, are they going to go for the anti-pushing bans again? Last time it was Tinker and Juggernaut? Remaining. Yeah, KP... Wait, was it KP? Well, I don't remember who banned. I'm pretty sure it was KP who banned them. They banned out the Tinker as well as the Juggernaut just because the Alliance side had a lot of pushing already. They're going to go for the Ogre Magi. That was something that worked well for Alliance in game number 1. Lots of melee heroes, but looks like it doesn't really matter for them. Cancer Lancer being the final carry ban out from KP. But their choices of carries are still very wide open, so they could go for pretty much whatever they want. Alliance might want to look for another hard carry themselves, so I guess they're okay with not having that PL, but you know what? When you have Loda on your team, you have a lot of flexibility. Treant Protector from KP as well. They know. Shadow Demon is a pickup for Alliance, most likely when played by EGM again. But Alliance will now look for their final hard carry pick. And, well, with Leshrac, Shadow Demon, it really could be anyone. And Loda is a type of player that really is okay with going with the strange heroes. He's the one who's always playing the Riki or the Sniper. And actually, Riki in this game would be really darn good. I'm calling it right now. Riki on the Alliance side. That silence will be so crippling to the Brewmaster. And since you get the setup from the Shadow Demon as well as Leshrac, that means Smokescreen, just level 1, the huge AoE silence. They're not going to have fun with that one at all. It would work well. It would definitely work well. But KP, where do they want to go? As I said before, they have pretty much a good template of which they could build off their lineup right now. And they have a wide array of choices that they could make. Darkseer would be a fantastic choice for them. Get a little bit more in that mixed team fight. Aha! Haha! Yes, I am so very good. And they still do need a hard carry, so KP kind of going for the jack of all trades kind of lineup. Their pushing is decent, their ganking is decent, their team fight is decent, And, well, that's just going for a well-rounded lineup is never exactly a bad thing. Up against a lineup that's a lot more focused, like a heavy pushing lineup, then you probably don't want to be a well-rounded lineup. But but Alliance's lineup, they're fairly well-rounded as well. I mean, Batrider is a fairly gank-oriented hero. Lone Druid could, oh, there we go, an Alchemist. So it looks like no Alliance are going to be okay with going a little bit defensive this game. Alchemist, unless he could get some really, really good aggressive setups versus the KP side, will most likely just be okay with farming. I think Alliance would like to have their tri-lane go run up against the enemy tri-lane of Chen, Nick Assassin, and then whoever this final pick is going to be. And then just with this kill combination that they have, they should be able to burst people down relatively easily. Leshrac and Shadow Demon at tri-lane, always very fragile heroes to have, but if you're constantly on the aggressive, then you don't really have to worry too much about the low HP pools and the fragility of those heroes. So let's see what KP's final pick is going to be. There's really no way that I could think of that you could hard counter the Alchemist, or really hard counter any of these Alliance heroes. So Luna, perhaps? Luna would be a little bit too easy to kill. A Dragon Knight would make them a lot, it'll be a lot easier for them to push down towers. Because Alliance's push kind of veered away from a heavy pushing lineup after the Shadow Demon as well as the Alchemist pickups, more towards a late game oriented team. Whereas KP still do have that middle of the road style. Would probably look to get a lot of damage. Who's a good carry bursty here? I guess a Luna wouldn't be too bad. Their team fight would definitely benefit a lot from that. They only have 14 seconds to make the choice as well. The problem with Luna is that she's soft. If she gets caught in a disruption, she's going to die. Pretty much no question about it.
5 seconds.
Then the Split Earth will follow, the Concoction will fly through the air, and it's going to be a Luna. Wow, I am just on fire with these picks. Hopefully, well, I guess that possibly could show a reflection of KP's drafting when it's that predictable. I don't know. Definitely got to hand it to the two Alliance. They blindsided me with that Alchemist, who I should really expect more nowadays, just because he's a better pickup. People finally realize that he is a viable hero to have on your side, and well, he's been seen from now and again. Would still rather have liked to see that Ricky pick, but hell, Alchemist works. It works also. So let's just speed on through this this pause, and we'll go over who is playing what while we do so. We have EGM on a Shadow Demon. S4 is going to be heading mid as the Batrider. Alchemist is going to be played by Loda. Admiral Bulldog is going to be playing that Lone Druid. Kel Surprise. Aki is the last one, and he's going to be playing the Leshrac. On the KP side, we have Bone on that Darkseer heading down towards the bot lane, and Arise gonna be handling that Brewmaster. So you can see setting up with the magic stick. He's preparing against a Batrider, and he should be correct in assuming that he will run up against that hero. On the top lane, Zizu is going to be supporting, as is EGM Fan, which is Come With Me. Pile Die, once again handling that hard carry on the Luna. Worked out pretty well last time, but you know, Chronospheres are a lot harder to use than Eclipses, so maybe his skill will overfloweth, and the Luna will be played so well that it'll be bad. Probably not going to happen, but S4 is prepping for a fast bottle, and although Admiral Bulldog is sitting up here on this top lane, I feel like Alliance are more than comfortable taking a level 1 fight, even 4v5. Lone Druid doesn't really add too much aside from a couple of small right clicks, like 48 and 33. Not that much damage from the Lone Druid. And with the setup that they have, they should be able to lock down whoever's on the spot lane. Looks like it is going to be the Darkseer, who's picked up Ion Shell level 1. Well, usually you want to hold a skill point. Holding a skill point is never really a bad idea, but this will give him a contingency plan. Once the creeps get over here and see that, hey, there is going to be an Alchemist as well as a Leshrac, then you could assume that there's a Shadow Demon there as well, who is currently hiding in the trees. And then he's going to say, screw that, going to go to the jungle. And right now he's saying, screw that, going to go into the jungle. So Alliance are going to get a free farming Loda. Oh, and that's dangerous. That is dangerous. I would say it's right up there with a free farming Black, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You don't want to let Black get farmed. You don't want to let Loda get farmed, because then they will mess you up. And there's really going to be nothing for EGM or Aki to do aside from just pull and support this Alchemist as he just farms up a Storm. Grievous Greed is going to mean the money's going to flow, and this is going to mean a very, very quick, possibly Hand of Midas, possibly a Lightning Hammer for Loda. His options are very, very wide open, but with the gold that he's going to be receiving, he will be able to get whatever he wants incredibly quickly. He could even go for both go for a Lightning Hammer, go for a Battle Fury, go for Hand of Midas, or pick 2. Because why the hell not? You're going to be getting a lot of levels, you're going to be getting a lot of gold thanks to this Greevil's Greed, and Alchemist is going to have the time of his life, and this time Admiral Bulldog is going to have a very successful creep pull, going to bring actually 2 waves of creeps straight into Chen. So do a little bit of blocking, trying to kill a Spirit Bear. It's not going to happen unless he gets completely blocked out. Oh, is he completely blocked? No, he's not. The creep's still chasing, and yeah, it looks like unless EGM blocks this off with his own creeps, he's got to block something if he wants to make this happen. But instead, he's going to work down the bear, wasting a lot of his own time. Now, Admiral Bulldog, though, is going to drag the creep wave. Is probably just going to hold it right here with 2 stout shields. The bear isn't going to mind too much. Another creep wave is coming, so they want to deny that creep wave and possibly try to put a little bit of hurt onto this Chen in the meantime. But the bear is tanking enough, and the Lone Druid does have a resummon. So here we go. Creeps are going to clash, and although Come With Me is here to receive some of the experience for this, it's still going to be guaranteed experience from Admiral Bulldog and a lot of denied experience from Pylai Dai, as the creep wave does die in this kind of awkward area. Oh, denies from EGM. Fan. Let's see if we get another one. No, not going to happen. But Admiral Bulldog's getting experience nonetheless. And EGM as well as Aki. They're looking for blood, and they're going to go for a rise. Could be a little bit difficult. We see a point of Drunken Haze being picked up by the Brewmaster. Kind of a weird choice, because no one on the team is really reliant on their right clicks right now. EGM looking for disruption is going to find it very easily. Let's see if this Split Earth can latch. It will latch perfectly. Firefly being set up, and Arise nuked down to all hell. Arise is going to drop. He has picked up his bottle right before he did go down, so he's not going to lose pretty much any gold from that. Now the tower is going to be taking a little bit of damage, but First Blood being picked up by the Shadow Demon. We'll give him boots. We'll give him. Oh, he already has a flying quarry, but we'll give him boots and make roaming that much easier for the EGM Aki combination right there. All the while, Loda on this bottom lane set himself up for 1 point acid, 1 point unstable concoction. Probably just gonna go ahead and max that Greevil's Greed, as well as go for a couple points in acid spray. I don't think he's gonna really need to get unstable concoction just yet, even though it is usually what people tend to skill. I don't think he's really gonna have to use it. There's no one on his lane, and not looking like there's going to be anyone on his lane for quite a while. We do see a massive smoke up. Zizu, Bone, as well as Come With Me, all smoked up. They want to have a retaliation gank onto S4. If the Panda can land his clap, this would be a very, very dead Bat Rider, but it looks like it doesn't really matter. They're going to go in, open up with the Impale, surging him forward, and there we go. Impale's going to open up onto S4. Net is going to follow through, clap as well. S4 is going to die. So it's 1 for 1 on this mid lane. Alliance definitely using a lot less in order to get that kill to work. But they can actually go for a push now. Bone actually just going to go straight back into the jungle. Does not have his Soul Ring up just yet. Had a couple of problems in the jungle, it looks like. But Soul Ring should be up soon enough. And then he can go down to the bot lane, try to mess with Lotus a little bit. He's actually gone for Acid Spray. He wants to go for a little bit more pushing rather than farming, which is kind of interesting. He has a free lane, and you would expect him to just go, hey, there's no one on here on this lane. I'm just going to farm all day. But regardless, to each his own. S4 though, ooh, gonna Flame Break Arise right before he gets that clap off. Well done by the Bat Rider, keeping himself alive. 4 stacks of tar onto this Brewmaster. Is he gonna Firefly and try to go for this? It's gonna be a little bit risky. Does he have any support? He does not. He's gonna spot out Zizu. That's gonna force the Bat Rider back. And pop back Arise. Actually gonna kill off the Troll, but now Impale. Is Arise fast enough? He's so slow. Doesn't have boots. 7 stacks of tar on him. That's going to be it for that. Pylai Dai still on his top lane, 21 for 6, not farming nearly as well as the Alchemist, who's 31 for 5, so a couple of missed CS because of that pull from the Lone Druid, as well as having no Greevil's Greed. Loda getting complete free farm, has opted for Treads first. Kind of a weird... Alchemist is kind of being weird in the sense that he's getting a complete free lane, but he's building like he is either planning on being aggressive or is being aggressed upon. Speaking of being aggressed upon, here we go. Rise is pretty darn dead. Does he have a split? Can't click on him, can't click on him. He's level 5, he does not have a split. And with level 2 Edict is going to be the tower taking a good chunk of damage as well. Bottom lane, Lodo in that Chemical Rage form. With the Power Tread, definitely going to help him, but you know, I'd expect to see 3rd point in Greevil's Greed and then a Hand of Might or something like that instead of Power Treads, which are typically an item that you get if you are in a little bit of, if you are going to need the early game boost. Because you know, otherwise you would go for something that helps you farm, which doesn't exactly give you the movement speed or the stats, but will help you a lot regardless.
Tower has fallen. No tree shall ever grow there.
Unless, here we go, Pylai Dai once again going to be denied a entire creep wave, although Oh, Bulldog, a little bit too slow on that one. But he's going to get himself another lane of experience. For level 4 on him versus Pylai Dai's level 6. So the Eclipse is up onto Pylai Dai. Good luck killing the Lone Druid with that, unless you catch him out by himself, which is a very, very rare thing to have happen. EGM has been stacking these creeps pretty darn high. I don't know why these creeps are chasing after him. Oh, probably pop the Shadow Poison. There's a very large stack. 1, 2, 3 stacks right there. That'll be a lot of gold for Loda, who's now maxing out his Acid Spray. Possibly to push this out. Bone has now arrived onto this bottom lane with the Ion Shells. Soul Ring's going to be floating down the lane as well. So Loda, I guess the Acid Spray definitely going to help against that. The melee creeps are going to die a lot quicker. And he's actually going to go for Shadow Blade. So the Alliance are not going to play this real turtley lineup. They're instead going to go for another kill into Arise, who's still not yet level 6. Split Earth, not going to hit, but it looks like it doesn't really matter. That's a haste rune on the Bat Rider, going to kill off Arise for the 3rd time, and Brewmaster constantly being denied his level 6, just wants to sit on the lane for just a little bit more. But now S4, use that lasso. I expect to drag down Arise from the high ground. Admiral Bulldog still looking to get more and more experience. He's kind of the weakest link on the Alliance side right now, but you know what, with the amount of farm that Loda's getting, with the amount of power that he will have with the Shadow Blade, really doesn't matter that the Lone Druid's not getting much, because he doesn't really need a lot to entangle things. And he's not going to be the one that Alliance is going to be relying on to do the damage. That's going to be all in Loda's. That's all going to be Loda's responsibility, and he will be able to finish up that Shadow Blade relatively quickly. Would be a pretty decent defensive item. Will force a lot more observers and sentries from KP, and looks like EGM fan level 4 only on the Chen. Kind of slow Chen jungling, gotta say. Level 4 in the Lone Druid as well, so jungling from the Chen, not the highest, although he did spend a lot of time over here doing, poking and stuff like that.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's gonna look for another opportunity onto the Lone Druid, setting up Sentry Ward. It's most likely just going to be in case Lone Druid steps up to over here. Here we go, teleportation from the Bat Rider. Does he have a blink? He does have a blink. Gonna get a last one to Pylai Dai, bring him back into the tower. With the bear here as well, the Eclipse is not gonna kill anyone. Flame Break is not gonna help. It's actually gonna hurt them. Impale holding out S4 just a little bit more, but the tie is the stacks are up, and Pylai Dai is on the run. He's gonna get sent back to the base. In the meantime, Shadow Demon finding and picking off the Darkseer on the bottom lane. Pylai Dai gonna get sent back to the base, so they hold their tier 1 tower. They do pick off Bone in the bottom lane. I expect that was just a standard setup with Alchemist, in there beating on the enemy as well. So 4 for 1, KP not starting off this game too greatly. Gold earned, experience earned, both in favor of Alliance. As Alchemist is getting a lot of farm. Admiral Bulldog, though, might be in a little trouble. Do they have another Lucent Beam? No Eclipse is available, but they do have someone moving around. It is going to be a Rise, so the jukes from Admiral Bulldog have to be strong. Looks like not even going to be attempted. He knows he's dead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Lone Druid does go down, but that's only for the first time. So, all things considered, not too bad there. Oh, Bone going to take a concoction to the face. Wall being dropped down, which will be a nuisance later on. But for right now, Shadow Demon finding himself a kill, another kill. What is that, 3? Yeah, 3 kills on the Shadow Demon. Level 6 on him. Demonic Purge being used down to shut down any sort of surge attempt from that Darkseer. And Loda now does have his Shadow Blade up and available. Kind of running low on mana, but he's not going to worry too much about that. Not too important for him to have that. Admiral Bulldog taking a good amount of damage from that one Lucent Beam. There's another lasso attempt. Can S4 this time bring down Pylai Dai? Oh, he got netted by the Troll, denying that lasso. Pylai Dai is going to burn the rest of his time here before he gets sent back, trying to bring down that Bat Rider. But Loda on the bottom lane with Aki, with level 4 Edict. Looks like they're not even going to use the Edict to bring down that tower. Instead, just going to do it the old-fashioned way, possibly save the Edict for the next tower. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. 2 creeps still alive. Aki going to pop that Edict. And although the Darkseer did manage to draw aggro, Loda is more than capable of tanking up a couple tower shots while the level 4 Edict does its job. And that tower is going to just be 1 Edict away from death. Huge rotations coming in from KP, but it's a little bit too late. The Tier 1 tower has already been taken. Tier 2 dropping down very low as well. So, Alliance doing really well this game. Admiral Bulldog finally hitting that level 6 mark. Has Tranquil Boots on him. Where's his bear? I see no bear. Bear must have died. Well, he's going to have it in 5 seconds, so no big deal. The roaming from Alliance has been pretty good thus far, getting a lot of levels up on this Leshrac, which means more HP for him, but more importantly, higher levels of Edict, higher levels of Split Earth. Now he and Loda are going to just push down this lane as much as they possibly can. Where's the Darkseer? He's in the Shadow Demon, I mean. He's in the mid lane, trying to get a couple more levels up. Wants a couple more points of Shadow Poison. Oh no, Loda going to pop the stun onto Bone 7, and the Split Earth's going to follow through, beating him down, using that Shadow Blade to initiate on the Darkseer from very close range. We'll give Loda his first kill, actually. Hasn't managed to pick up any of the last hits before. Loda now 2,000 gold in his pocket. Actually gonna hold the Grievous Greed at level 2, so kind of a weird... Oh, here we go. More fighting is gonna happen. EGM fan gonna get lassoed back. EGM gonna have to deal with a split, though. Hand of God does fly out, but it's a little bit too late. Come With Me is already dead. EGM on the run. Shockwave from the Satyr is going to kill him off. Yes, he did get surrounded in the trees, but now Admiral Bulldog can do a little bit of blocking on this Bruling, and Arise going to get hit by a Split Earth immediately after he reforms. Beautiful play by Aki, but Arise still with that haste rune, still going to run away. Where's the stun from Loda? Going to land onto Arise. Haste rune going to run out just the wrong time. Split Earth going to follow through as well as an entangle, unnecessary, but hell, you can't control it, so why not? Going to mean that Alliance take a much better trade there. Do pick off the Chen, I believe. Yes, the EGM fan just resurrecting right now, and Brewmaster to follow through as well. So Alliance do get a 2-for-1 trade. Pile Die, though, still on his bottom lane. Going to burn the Eclipse for S4 and not hit a single beam. Actually going to hit one of the beams of those Eclipse. But S4 with just a little bit too much movement speed. And now Pile Die stuck in a corner. He's going to have Zizu supporting in. There's the Impale as well as Manabird. Going to kill him off. EGM, though, can use the Demonic Purge onto Zizu instead of Pile Die. Where's the support? He's going to throw a couple stacks of Shadow Poison, but Pile Die can just turn around and kill him if he wants to. It's going to be close, actually. Pile Die can use Majestic Charges. The Shadow Poison does kill him off, but Zizu going to come back and finish the job versus the EGM. But a support Shadow Demon getting a solo kill versus that Luna, and now Alchemist going to get a stun onto Zizu. No Spike Carapace. Why didn't you cast Spike Carapace, bro? Spike Carapace has got to be used soon. There it is. He's going to try to teleport out of there. He will be fine to do so. 9-5 is the score, and the trades that KP are getting definitely are not favoring them. They numerically are, not even favoring them. But on top of that, the heroes that they're trading away in order to get the heroes that they are getting is not good at all. You don't want to lose a Luna solo to a Shadow Demon. Even though Luna was at half HP, still, it's a lot of experience for the Shadow Demon. And we will just skip through all of this. So, there we go. Back into this game. No downtime whatsoever. Let's take a look at some items, actually. We do have a Shadow Blade as well as a Hyperstone being the choice for Loda. So it's going to be an AC. Will help the pushing just a little bit more. Mech is coming up onto Bone 7. Whereas EGM fan looks like he's going for a 4-staff. No, they want Pipe as well. There's a decent amount of magic damage on Alliance, not too much. Blink Dagger, though, up on Arise, that's a really key item to have, so we could actually get some counter initiation. How do I get rid of this? There we go. As I was looking at items, Darkseer did go down the bot lane, of course. Bat Rider kills, I always miss them. But Zizu looking for a courier, instead going to find S4 as well as Aki. Oh, pop him. Zizu finds a killing spree. Free kill onto Aki. Meantime, Pile Die as well as Come With Me. Up. Well, another killing spree being taken up, but push on the top lane as I miss kills left and right. But the Chen army should be enough to bring this tower down, even though S4 is here to defend. Hand of God will pop off, keep the creep wave a little, keep the creep army very healthy. But there is support coming in the form of the Shadow Demon. Disruption onto Pile Die, probably going to be the objective, but no, he's going to get sent back to the base. So it's actually going to be Chen, who's the only person they can actually bring down. He will, in fact, go down, and his creeps are also probably going to die. It's really hard to escape with all these guys. He's going to do pretty decent delta split with them, but looks like they are all going to die in the end. So 12 for 6 is the advantage for Alliance right now. BKB is even starting to being built up by Aki. Bottom lane tower still very much so alive, barely even touched. Zizu just waiting for someone to come in, but if they do take the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane, it's going to be at worst, at best, the tier 1 tower trade. Loaded with the Hyperstone, beating that down. AC is going to soon to come up on this Alchemist, and Admiral Bulldog doesn't really have all that much. Loda, still, as I said before, is getting just way too much for KP to handle right now. Unless they lock this Alchemist down, they get an Eclipse on him or a Vendetta Initiation or something. Here we go, Zizu going to find Aki. Can he actually kill him? Not even going to use that Vendetta hit. There's a blink forward from S4. Instantly gets stunned by Zizou Spike Carapace, but Loda wants Bone. He's going to hit him with the stun. He doesn't have enough damage to actually follow through, and it's actually going to be Zizou, the only one who's going to die unless Loda pulls a miracle. Yeah, he's not going to pull a miracle. The rest of his team is coming, but in the end, it is a free pickoff. Pile now on the run. S4 does have a blink as well as a lasso with Luna's name on it. Here comes the bear. Gonna get a little blocking and tangle as well. Pile is gonna try to get out here. Where's the flame break? Where's the flame break? Oh my god, that was way too close. They do catch her and they will bring her down. But S4 holding on to his spell just a little bit too long. Blink into lasso could have worked as well, but shit, Luna almost got out. Maybe they wanted to help her self-confidence, say like, hey, you're gonna get out, you're gonna get out. No. And then crush her and make her feel bad about herself. Loda does have a plate mail on the courier right now, so it is going to be an AC. Right now, they're just very far ahead of KP at the time. Pile with only Ring of Aquila as well as drums, really doesn't have enough. Keeps on burning his Eclipse for no kills, which is definitely not what you want to have as Luna. Basically, whenever you pop your Eclipse, you are going to want to have a kill or at least a couple of assists from that, but I mean, 0-2-3, not really the best, and especially when there's a fed Alchemist or stacked Alchemist on the other end. He's fed and stacked, he's everything. Then you need your Luna to be as big as possible, but even then, I don't know if Luna's the type of hero who would go one-on-one versus an Alchemist and actually come out on top. The amount of damage that Loda will put out, and especially once he gets his Basher, which if this game lasts long enough, then he will definitely go for a Basher. Then Luna really can't do anything about that, even if she does have a Manta style to try to save herself. So, Alliance going to play it slow and steady. S4 with a blink as well as a Force Staff on this Bat Rider, whereas Arise only with a blink dagger. Going to try to work towards an Aghanim Scepter most likely, but I don't know for Alliance. They're going to reveal themselves very, very clear as day. Pretty sure someone's going to try to get in my room. These bros try to break in, I will personally flip out and kill someone. I don't know how I will do it, but it'll happen. Kind of hitting a little bit of a lull in the action as both teams trying to get a little bit more farm. That, of course, is going to favor Alliance because they do have an Alchemist who has now an AC as well as Grievel's Greed, so farm is going to amplify a lot larger for him. But Alliance now, do they want to go for Roshan? The ward coverage, not really the... this is going to reveal the fact that they are going for Roshan if they decide to do it. It's actually going to be Loda hunting. Oh, double damage. This is going to be a tier 2 tower. Easy, easy. Or is it? Is it? No, they're just going to de-ward it first. It's like, no shit it's going to be taken by the Alchemist. Who else would you put it on? Oh, here we go. Bone. Oh, it's not going to be Bone. It's going to be Pile dragged out with that lasso. Split Earth to combo up, and Bone going to take a huge stun, but the huge impale from Zizou on the sidelines doesn't look like it really matters though. EGM is going to self-destruct because the focus of his target of focus. Loda trying to get his hands out to anyone he could find, but the Brewling's making it really difficult for him. Another 3-man impale. Wow, Zizou's been on point with these. But Luna has returned. The bear is still alive, gonna get stunned up immediately. 1, 2, 3 hits with the Split Earth, gonna kill her off. Blink back from the Brewmaster, still being chased by S4 as well as Aki. Can he land another Split Earth? There's the Edict doing heavy damage to Arise. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. Flame Break gonna miss, but the important spell in the Split Earth is going to hit. Arise going to get burned down as well. In the meantime, we have Admiral Bulldog trying to go one-on-one versus Zizou. Arise rage quitting out of the game, and Bat Rider saying we're going to pause, but there we go. Oh wait, no, GG is the call actually. Fake GG, real GG. Zizou getting blocked by the bear, entangled on the first hit, and Loda is going to find a kill. Going to run through the rest at 2x speed because it's 19 minutes in, and no Alliance take this game number 3 in a decisive fashion versus KP in this game. So thank you guys so much for watching. This set cast it all in one sitting. It's usually not what I do, but decided to do it this time. So we're going to be moving on to the next set. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe. If not, then don't. Alliance with a very aggressively ran Alchemist, even though he was on the safe lane against no one. 704. Really got to hand it to Aki as well as EGM with their effective roaming, really helping out all the lanes. So, just gonna wait for this game to actually end, and then we will call it GG. Why isn't the game ending? Game. Radiant victory. There we go.
fallen.
Alright guys, thank you guys so much for your support. Might have something big in the works right now, but I'm still not too sure about that. Have to get it finalized up, but GG.